All right, guys, it is now showtime. So I was wondering, should I do the Daily Bread this evening? I read chapter 15 of 1 Corinthians. It's about the resurrection of Christ, and it speaks in further detail about the resurrection of the dead, the resurrection body, and things of that sort. So it's a long chapter. So my brain is too tired today. I was up at 5:30 to drive to work. As you know, if you follow my channel, the bridge between my work and the hospital is under construction. This will be months of construction. So I have to get up an hour earlier just to arrive before all the traffic, everyone, arrives. So it's either I'm like perpetually late or I'm going to be an hour early. So 5:30, and my shift only starts at 7:45. College is back in, so we have the college students. I'm the clinical educator for the college. So we have the student. They're there for 5 weeks. Student is amazing. She's really good. She our six. She's only on day 6 of 5 weeks, and I'm almost just shadowing her and watching her do this stuff. Some people it takes till midpoint before you're able to shadow. But of course, I'm asking a lot of questions. I'm not just going through doing my rounds, and which is you don't have to talk. You just do your stuff. I have to let her do stuff. I have to explain things. I have to ask questions. I have to wait till she responds. She doesn't, things like that. So initially, it's extra work. But then after, if especially if you're lucky with a good student and they're trained early, then it's like you just watching and you're kind of shadowing. So then it's actually less work. You got them doing all the writing and stuff, and you're just sitting there, chilling out. Um, so the last video that I did, which was the Daily Bread. If you guys were there, I was just kind of talking about, like, I got super, super busy at work. It had been 2 weeks that I had not posted. There was a lot of stuff, it's been 4 years almost. It's funny, like ever since I became a Christian, it's just been challenge after challenge after challenge after challenge after challenge. And I think that's just God, disciplining his children, disciplining me, testing me, and just pushing me along the way. And the healing, it's like a surgeon, right? The surgeon can save your life, but he cuts and it hurts, kind of thing. So I was honest at the last video, only that one. Usually I'm dishonest. So I honestly spoke about, me being stressed about stuff. And I shared that, like, all of a sudden, like, I came to the realization, I'm like, man, like I was doing like overtimes. So I did like, for this month, I'm full time. So that's 10 shifts for 14 days, and I have 5 or 6 overtime. So that means that my weekend off, I worked it, I just finished. And so this whole month, there's not one day off. And the majority of the time, it's with a student. So anyways, there's issues like everybody, I guess, but Rosa, our granddaughter, it's been over a year now that we're raising her. The government hasn't assisted us yet because of bureaucracy and stupidities with one dime. Okay. Everyone's struggling right now financially with the inflation, and in Canada with Trudeau's like stupid carbon taxes, and food's more expensive, gas is more expensive. And, I'm like, diapers and milk, milk crib. clothes, diapers, milk. And so everyone's feeling it, and it's tight. And I travel 60 kilometers every day to get to work and back. I've done this for 20 years, working at the same hospital. So with the gas prices, that's sucking out a lot of extra money as well. And there's just been it's like everything's just in limbo. And there's a lot of stuff that's out of my control, that like it's not that, I'm creating disasters in my life because I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. It's just like these weird events that like everyone listens to, I won't go into too much detail, but personal friends done it, and they're like, oh, man, like that's insane, kind of thing. So with the stress of bills and stuff like that, and me like just getting every single extra shift, which turns an 8-hour to a 16-hour shift, because I rather be exhausted from doing every single possible shift than have bills stack up. I'm not worshiping money, but having debt, okay, that is slavery. That's enslavement, okay. And you can be a Christian and be stressed about having debt. I'm not stressed because I want like to stack up thousands of dollars extra. um, the way my budget is currently, um, if I tighten my belt up and start, making coffee in the morning, not buying coffee at the cafeteria, stuff like that, we're gonna make it. Okay. There is still more money coming in than going out, but it's that if there's like a little like, oh no, like something broke on the car, like boom, like where's the money for that? So it's a very stressful time. With all the overtime and stuff like that. 2 weeks, I didn't do any daily bread because I didn't open the Bible, and really just fizzled out completely. Wasn't praying to God. Wasn't doing Bible readings, and what happens is that I lose the connection, that peace, that inner happiness that doesn't require anything from the outside world. When I am under the influence of the Holy Spirit, when I'm not walking in my fallen nature and the flesh, and I'm walking in the Spirit, there's a confidence in what I'm doing. I feel sure of the moves that I'm making during the day. Um, everything feels guided by God. And then fear, stress, anxiety just naturally flees from the light, because of stress, fear, that's all the devil. The devil uses that. The devil wants to steal all your peace, wants to steal all your joy, keep you stressed, keep you worried. And that's, darkness. And when the light enters you through the Holy Spirit, the light of God, and you're illuminated, all those shadows flee from you. Okay. And I've been doing this now for 4 years. And it's like this every time I start fizzling out of my spiritual practice in my day-to-day life, I feel dead inside eventually, and it creeps up, and it's kind of like, before I know it, I look back and I'm like, oh, look at where I am. So I kind of popped out of it and realized, because like I am still mindful. I've been very mindful. I'm stressed. That's not good. That, and stuff like that. And so it's not that I was like completely clueless about, what was going on, and I didn't completely forget about God, but I was just getting caught up in overtimes and shifts, and there was also some issues with family and stuff like that that kind of created a chaos for two weeks and stuff like that. Unfortunate situation. So that's why I did the daily bread. It was yesterday or the day before yesterday, and I already felt a lot better. So I had a dream last night, and I rarely dream. Like, I don't remember the last time I had a dream. I take anticonvulsants and things like that. So those medications usually, I'm sure you do dream during REM sleep, but there's no recall of it very often. So a lot of the things for anticonvulsions and epilepsy is to slow the brain, down, because epilepsy and convulsions and seizures are rapid firing, and so everything slows down the brain function. I think that has an effect with dreams or dream recall. So for me to remember a dream is quite rare. So this is why I wrote, God spoke to me in my dream. I wish that I was, sitting down on a park bench with Jesus, having a conversation, or that a voice in my dream, I ascended to the third heaven. That's nothing like that. He spoke to me through symbolism, through archetypes. And I do believe that symbolism and archetypes is a legit, not science, but there's something to dream interpretation. There's nothing wrong with dream interpretation. Daniel interpreted the King Nebuchadnezzar's dream. Joseph, he interpreted Pharaoh's dream. He interpreted the two guys in prison with him, their dreams. Joseph had the dream that he told his brothers that they would bow down. So there's a lot of communication that God can do to a person through dreams. And this is I'll tell you my dream. And I did not look up, because I know there are dream interpretation books and stuff like that. I didn't look that up. It was get up, driving to work, remembered my dream, that in my dream I was freaking out related to money. And something like, one of the doctors told me, you owe me $200. And so, how dreams can be weird. It's like, doctor. But yeah, like, one of the doctors that I work with was like, "Oh, you owe me $200," and I'm freaking out. I'm saying like, "Oh my God, everything's so tight. Like, I have to give her the 200 if I owe it." And anyways, it was like very weird. That's the only like vague recall I have of that. But I know that in my dream, I was stressing about the stuff that I'm stressing when I'm awake. That's how it's really. I've really let myself go for 2 weeks, and it's really, been just like, kind of like building a sandcastle, and the waves come, and they're just rushing me away. Just, I'm like a sandcastle, and the water, it can easily just like level me, kind of thing. So I'm driving, and the first thing, it was negative. I saw it as negative. I was like, man, like, I'm really not dealing with this stress very well if I'm like having lucid dreams, about this. But then I remembered the rest of the dream. So the rest of the dream is, I'm driving down a road in the car. It's actually my road, so there might be something symbolic to that. So I'm driving down. Okay, I'm the driver. I'm alone in the car. I'm driving down, and the way my house is, the road goes like this, and then there's a curve, and then it goes down. So I'm driving. I'm having trouble seeing where I'm driving. A lot of trouble. It's dark. It's not snowing. It's not raining. It's nothing like that. It's just dark. Okay, and I'm like trying to go, and I'm not like really having trouble seeing the sides of the road there. And as I turn a corner, the corner of my road, then I can't see anything. And I'm driving, and I'm like freaking out. And all of a sudden, like, I'm going to go off the road. And I kind of look on the right, and I vaguely see the yellow line. So I'm like, oh. And then I realize my lights are off. So I turned them on, and then I could see. And I knew where I was driving. So that arrived, and I was like, and immediately the interpretation of that dream just it just immediately, it was kind of like, wow, I'm really stressed about all this stuff, I'm dreaming about this stuff, wow, okay. Oh, now I remember I was driving and I couldn't see anything, and I turned a corner and it was even blacker, I almost went off the road, then I remembered to turn on the lights, and then I could see and I knew where I had to go. So, and then boom, it said, listen, okay, your body is the vehicle for your soul and your spirit. Okay. The car is you, Jason. Okay. And you are, your spirit and your soul are the driver of your body. And you were driving in the dark because it's been 2 weeks that you have not fed the Holy Spirit. You have not spoken to me. You have not put me first, and you are dark because the Holy Spirit has left you, or the Holy Spirit is just a little spark, a little tiny matchstick instead of a blazing divine flame. And you get the Holy Spirit blazing when you read the Bible, you study it diligently, you pray, you follow it, and that's what you do. And when I do that, then courage comes in. Then I feel guided. The fear leaves, the anxiety leaves, and I have happiness even among all of the chaos that's going around in my personal life. I felt inner peace even within that. And so, yeah, the car, we are, when you're in a car and you're the driver, okay, that's you driving down, in a way, the road of life. All right. And the lights, when they went on and then I had eyes to see, the lights represented me driving for the last 14 days, my life without lights on, without the Holy Spirit. And God reminded me, Jason, you got to turn the lights on or else you're going to go off the road. Wow. I got goosebumps. My hair just like stood up and like, yeah. So that's really cool. So that meant a lot to me because it was a real, like, hug from God, like, hey Jason, I'm here, you know let go and let God, kind of thing. um, so let's say if I was in the car, if it was the same dream, the exact same dream, right, except I'm the passenger and there's somebody driving, okay, whether it's somebody I know or a stranger or whatever. But if that was the exact same dream, driving down, it's dark, can't see, and then turn a corner, pitch dark, and freaking out that you're going to go off the road, and then the lights come on, kind of thing. If I was a passenger and somebody else was driving, then the insight that I get would have been that you're allowing other people to direct your life, and those people are blind, and the blind leading the blind, you all fall in the same darn hole. So there's definitely something to dream interpretation. God does work through symbols and archetypes to communicate with us. Let's say hi to Darla Jules. Patience is key. Jason, you got this. Thanks for the encouragement. Hey, Darla. Hey, Jules. Hey, Bruce. What's up, man? Listening. Hey, I'll invite you on. I just wanted to start this out about dream interpretation. But I will send an invite. Yeah, like, guys, daily bread, like, never say, oh, sorry, Jason, I missed your live stream. It's my fault. I don't put notifications. If I had regular days and regular times, and I notified, like, some people 3 days ahead, this, video with a thumbnail, you understand what that's going to be about, you press notification ahead of time, then yeah, sure, then I'll make you feel guilty. I do this stuff last minute all the time. And unfortunately, it's just the way it's going to be for now. So never apologize. It makes no difference, if you view it after or during the live stream, as far as you encouraging and supporting my channel. A view is a view. Your view counts as one view during the live, and it counts as one view after publication. I'm going to send an invite here. We can do open panel. Go on any subject after this. I just want to talk about my dream interpretation. Stay strong, Jason, my brother says. I will. Oh, that's good. Yeah, like I know, like a lot of people, they're well. See, that's where Eastern Buddhism and stuff like that. You're depending on yourself and stuff like that. It doesn't work for me. I don't know. Look, I've tasted the Holy Spirit, and I know the difference. I know when I have it, and I know when I don't. And I like that I lose it sometimes, or else I'll forget that it comes from God, and that I'll start thinking that it comes from me, that I'm enlightened, instead of that I'm saved, and that's through mercy and grace, and it's a gift. It's not even deserved. And yeah, anyways, it's good that you depend on God to ask for strength. Cool.
Sure, brother.
What up, Bruce?
Yes. Oh, it might be me that has the other. Oh, hang on.
Try it out again. I still can't hear you. Okay.
Okay, one moment. It should be okay. You should hear me. Can you?
Oh, it was me that had no volume.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that happens to me a lot too. It happens to me a lot. Oh.
So
hold on here. There's another page open. I'll fix it.
Okay. It's not affecting anything though.
There we go. Right?
All right. Perfect.
It's me, Jason. When I come on there, a lot of guests also do this. It's been a while. I haven't come on to do any interviews because people don't like me. No, I'm kidding. So I come on to do an interview with you. But when I was watching you first, I clicked on the StreamYard link that you sent, that you posted quite simply. But I have to close the other page of YouTube, because if not, it funnels a double voice.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what the majority of people. That's
so you always see someone saying it's not me. Then you hear them go like this. They go like, "Oh, it's okay now." It's like it was them. How's it going, man?
Do me a favor, Bruce. You know how I have IBS because I have no gallbladder, and I need to go to the bathroom. So
yeah, go ahead, man. Go ahead. I'll talk away.
I'll solo you and talk with whatever you want. Like, what are your thoughts about dream interpretation and stuff? Talk whatever you want. I'll be back in a minute.
Absolutely. I think dreams mean a lot. There's actually a dream I had about my brother Jason when I was young. I talked about this in grade 1 class. Yeah, grade 1 class. I remember talking to all the classmates, and that was one of the most vivid dreams I had ever had. My brother, okay, first of all, in the house in the basement with my mom after my dad passed away, there was a stereo there. Okay, like, a kid can be very imaginative, and we would often play, Jason and I, be very imaginative about playing games and turning around and saying, for example, the stereo was a coffin, and that's a morgue. Something. Not that we're morbid, but maybe we were. We had a lot of fun, right? Making up stuff. But And maybe not even because of that, but when he went at one point to bed and I went to bed, and it was just a regular weekend during the summer, I had a dream that there was a funeral with music and my brother was lying in the stereo and the casket was open, but his chest, both sides were completely open, guys. Like open, like in a horror movie. Like nothing bad was happening. No horror music. It was a real funeral music. He was literally opened up, with the chest opened up. That there, it took many years after that for me to understand. Like, I was sad at the class. I was scared, and I was talking about that. So it was horrible because I never felt that real. There's a difference between a vivid intuition dream or like a daydream or something. But I've had that dream about my brother, and this is way back. This is after kindergarten. But again, my dad had just passed away. Our dad had just passed away like a year before, like during the summer. But that dream was really vivid. And I remember in the stereo, there were 2 or 3 candles, because now I don't remember how many candles there were on each side of the thing, just like the stereo, a stereo with him sitting in it, lying in it, where the middle part is opened up with his butt in it. His head's lying on the left part of the stereo and his legs are on the other side. Like he's lying in the stereo, but it's a casket. Okay. Kid, like I said. But my brother worked in inhalo therapy. So for me, and with the pandemic and stuff, I thought of it only recently. I said, in a way, that dream was a lot, if I want to say speculation or theory, coincidence or not, it could have been a heads up of what Jason was going to do, work in Halo therapy, and that there was going to be a major pandemic or whatnot with candles and stuff. 1, 2, 3, 3 years. Doesn't matter, but that was, I don't know if Jason ever remembers me saying that, or even if my mother would ever remember me mentioning that. But that was, I don't know
I'm
if
back.
you remember me ever mentioning that, man.
I
Just
just got back, so I missed everything.
yeah, no. Look, real quick, just a dream of you in the stereo, that was at the house when we were younger, downstairs. It used to lift up. It was a picture of you with your chest opened up, and this is a dream. I had a vivid dream. I
Okay.
was in grade 1, so you, for
Oh,
Pete's
geez,
sakes.
I remember.
We just said it. Duh. If I was in grade 1, if I was 6 years old, you were 2, okay, or
Yeah.
3. So yeah.
Yeah.
But that was my dream, and now I understand why you fit better in the stereo. You would just literally sit my little brother in the stereo.
Okay.
Your chest was opened up. The 2 rib cages completely straight up in the air, dude, with all the insides red and candle on each side, and there was funeral music. And I was
Wow.
like, what the fuck? It was intense. And I remember talking in grade 1 to Miss McClintock
Yeah.
about the dream that we had. That was a show and tell. I talked about that dream. I remember even saying but it was so vivid because it was like a real moment. So basically, I was standing up and I was just in front of it, like at a funeral and stuff like that. It was really weird, but in the house. But
No, I never heard of it. Yeah.
yeah, and it wasn't even you that it freaked me out in a dream. What freaked me out in a dream that I was downstairs and the lights were out. So I tried
Okay.
to get the lights back up. So it was really weird. A fucked up
Yeah.
dream. Like that was way back. I was like after Daddy's death. So of course, lots
Yeah.
of shit going through a kid's head. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Never had a dream like that again. Had
Well,
like
you had
intuition.
also the dream where
The-
Grandpa
the-
Swartz, the night he
yeah,
died. Remember?
Yeah, absolutely. And don't forget, like it wasn't a dream. I was in bed, I woke up, and
Yeah,
when
it
I
was
woke up, he appears in the
a
friggin'
vision.
in the window, but like a
Did you
daydream.
already tell people about this one, or because they won't know?
I did once, and with the sword in his hand and stuff, and the head's off of himself, literally with the blood at the bottom. Not gory, like it was real, looked real, and the head was smiling though when talking to me. He said that I was going to be okay, not him, that I was going to be okay. So, and that
Mm.
wasn't that long before, he died too. There's like our dad and grandpa died like in a matter of a month or 2 or 3.
Okay, okay. So that dream of Grandpa Swartz, I
He
thought
was
it
getting
was
operated. He was getting operated near
I
the
thought
throat.
it was the night that he had died, and that you
I
had
don't
that.
think so. No, but
Okay.
it was it was under the knife when it
Okay.
happened.
And
So
he had
that's
throat cancer. I know he had emphysema. He probably had lung cancer as well, but I know
yeah,
he had
yeah,
throat cancer.
yeah. It was
So
something with the
like
throat.
affected his throat.
Yeah, so that meant something. And then many years later, because of course we didn't even have internet then in the
Yeah.
house. So I went to at that time. So even now I looked up the meaning, a sword, holding a head and stuff like that. Dude, it's so symbolic. There's
Oh,
a whole
yeah.
lot of stuff of like God and death and
Yeah.
death coming and stuff. It's crazy. It was really crazy. That's maybe it was a message, you know.
Oh, yeah,
So
yeah. I mean,
as for
you look at a lot there. There's a lot of cultures, for example, that they would slay their enemy and cut the head off.
yeah,
Certain cult tribes and stuff would make it was to take the skull, and then they would drink out of the skull and
yeah,
out of the skull of their enemies,
yeah.
stuff like that.
They
Certain
used to,
tribes.
when they used to think they were vampires, they used to put big rocks in their mouths, or they used to drive a stake right through the skull's head so the skull wouldn't be able to get back up. Back in the days, there's lots of superstition, and I think there's as much today, but just people don't mention it as much. As much as back in the day, superstition, government started killing people that were doing spells, and there's
Yeah.
still some countries, Madagascar. You go to Saudi Arabia, go to Dubai, and say, I'm going to cast a good spell for the country. They'll kill you.
Yeah.
They will kill you. It's against the law to do any spells,
Yeah.
sorcery, or whatsoever today.
There's like I'm almost thinking that you know if these if the fallen angels are true and these Nephilims were demigods in a way, it could be possible that you had to cut their heads off. It was the only way.
Yeah, it would
Maybe
make sense.
they had regenerative abilities. Who knows?
Yeah, it would make
I don't
sense.
know. Like
It would make sense.
my brain is fried now with that. Like I'm like the stuff that I would have thought were the most stupidest fake myth things now
Yeah, that
are
would make
like
sense. So, like, think of
I'm
it,
pondering it, you
even
know?
if it wasn't so or had to do anything with sorcery or magic, for sure, back in the days, they would behead
Yeah.
anyone that would have, uh, you know, have
Yeah.
done any sorcery, for sure.
I heard, yeah, no, it's true. Yeah, the witches and stuff like that too. There,
Yeah.
they said it was recent. They said that the reason when David fought Goliath and like swung and hit him, knocked him out. Maybe we don't know if he knocked him dead or not, but he took the sword and he cut the head off. And
Yeah, right.
one of these, like I like the Christian channels, but that are like really fringe,
Yeah,
so
yeah, me too. It's like I
they're
love
not
fringe, yeah.
scared of any topics and stuff. And it was something about that. They started tying in with other ancient literature about the idea that these demigods had, because they had you know angelic properties, they weren't obviously immortal, but
Maybe
they
some
had
powers too.
regenerative abilities. Like you had to hit them. Maybe the only way was to sever the brain from the body, or else they could. I mean, salamanders can regenerate. You
And
know,
then you get all these other stories, myth or not, like Medusa and all that. I mean, it's sort of interesting, when you think of,
it's,
dude, I saw an orb 3 days ago
mm,
in front of me that was bright red like blood. Okay, bright,
yeah,
surrounded like in like somebody grabbed a coffee filter and wrapped it around it. It was all gold. It was really weird. It was like a sperm. But
okay,
that's when I was in front of the mirror, and it tripped me out because I was in front of the mirror. So I turned off the light,
mhm,
and I still saw it whizzing around, and it came like to my face. And then I
yeah,
told people on stream that I did the crazy thing. I said I never thought I'd do this, but I went like to wish it away, and I said, "Dude,
yeah,
is there anything even there?" Like I'm literally for real saying this to myself as the
yeah,
thing's there. I'm like, because you want to sort of protect yourself. You're like, you're not gonna go like, "Oh wow, a golden sperm!" Like, what the fuck is going
yeah,
on? So you're like, I'm just like looking at it a bit. So then I thought it was a side of the eye thing.
mhm,
When
yeah, yeah,
that's what
yeah,
you see outside. Yes, your cone cells will show you 2, 3 to 6 of those lights that will go by, look like UFOs. But no, it wasn't that. I
yeah,
was in the house. So when I turned off the light, I saw it was bright, the little thing. It scared me because it's like I turned off the light. I was expecting everything to disappear. But
mhm,
I was in front of the mirror, man. That trips me out. I was talking about it at the stream too, dude. Maybe I am
yeah,
possessed. You know what? Maybe I was possessed. There's something wrong about me mentioning something online on stream about
yeah,
energy and a ball of light with the golden blood and like the UFO I saw, and then I see it in the bathroom. And that night, Jason, at 4 a.m. before going to bed, you can check
Yeah.
the video out. It's the before last video or
Yeah.
three. I filmed
Oh,
the
we can
UFO.
we can also pop up some content, some of your content as well. There, we can show stuff.
Yeah,
Um,
sure. It's the
yeah,
UFO.
we're only at 34 minutes. God spoke to me in a dream, so it's
You want me to
whatever.
share? Want me to share
Yeah,
just a part of the short
yeah,
video?
because
Actually,
I was on the phone with mom and I was like, so has Bruce had any some good stuff? I said I haven't done a video in 2 weeks, so I've been so busy I'm not even doing videos myself. So I'm glad that you're able to come on so we can do like we plan to keep update and stuff
yeah,
like that.
yeah,
So,
absolutely. Oh darn it! Sorry, man.
yeah, I have it here. I'm just gonna share screen.
Yeah, well,
Um,
it's not that I'm trying to.
why?
Uh,
What's up?
I'm trying to see what the name of because
Well,
look,
take
I
your
have a
time.
yeah, yeah. What the hell's the
Tell me when you want me to add it to the screen there. I'm just reading a few comments. Well, just
yeah, yeah, won't be long.
yeah. So we got
What's the name of the last
Hanson.
what the hell's the name on my channel of the video that I just did? UFO.
Well, why don't you just go on your channel and look?
Well, because when I open my page, I go to my my personal numbers and pages open up. Like, I'm careful what I share on screen, or I'm not going to
Okay,
share.
yeah, for sure. Well, I
Yeah,
can go.
yeah, yeah. It's
I'll
like
do it.
name the last video so I can write
Yeah,
it in
yeah,
here.
no problem. I'll do that. Before, just let me keep up with the comments, and then we'll do that.
Yeah.
Um,
Let me tell you if I saw it. Maybe I did. I'm not sure. No, that's 21 minutes. That's yesterday. Yesterday, I filmed 100 UFOs, by the way.
well, you can show we can check that out. Kai is in the house as well. Darla
I
and
think I got it. Hang on. I do,
not.
bro.
I can pop it up
I
myself.
got it. I got it.
Take,
I got it.
okay. All right.
Huh?
Um,
Yeah, I got it there, and I want to
yes.
hurry up. Yeah, yeah, I got it. There we go. The son of a bitch kept moving around.
Let me know if you want me to quickly take it off if something pops up prior.
Everything. I'm ready to go. When
Okay.
you say,
Just wait. Just don't start it yet. I just want to
sure.
say hi to those because we had like about 11 people, which is good for me.
Yeah. Hey, you want to stop? You
Jason,
want me to stop sharing it for a second, or?
no, we don't. No, it's fine just like that.
All right.
Miss McGilcuddy is in the house. Hey, everyone. I'm a bit late. Happy to be here. I'm happy that you're here as well. Jules says, Jason, wow. I don't know what she's wowing about, but I'll take the wow. Jules from Southern Oregon.
Ladies often say that when they see me on screen. It could be that. I'm not saying. I'm just saying.
Hey, what'd you say? Wait,
I said,
sorry.
ladies, when they see me on screen, they usually say that, but it doesn't necessarily mean she meant it for me.
Yeah. I've long known about actual existence of the soul, and dreams are a gateway to many places. Well, yeah, I mean,
I
there's
believe
astral
that.
travel, there's remote viewing. Those things are real.
Yeah. Hey.
You hear her in the background?
Yeah, it's like, hang up your coat, put your shoes away.
Pat, is it named Cressar? Is that how you spell Cressar in French? Pat Cressar?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, all right. He's probably from Quebec then?
Yeah, and it's Bongo. I go have coffees with him in Ormstown, man. I went once. We're going to be going back soon.
Nice.
Pat, he goes hunting. He works around the Montreal region.
You're no Pat Cressar qui est proche de toi.
Yeah. But he's the good Pat Cressar. He's not a Cressar at all.
Hauser or versus it would be Hoser, right?
I call him Hauser. But it's funny. I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong. It's me. It's like everyone calls him different. Hose or he's or he's.
Okay, well, yeah.
I go like sometimes I go like Hoser. No. Hoser. Hey man, he showed me a beautiful image, Hauser, of a banjo. If I'm not mistaken, of his dad's. If I'm not mistaken, listen, an incredible, nice, amazing banjo, a full banjo, not an open back either. Hauser plays also instruments.
Money from ALA. What's up? All right. Okay, so ready to go, Bruce.
Right on. It's a short video. It's 250. So this is a UFO at 4:00 a.m. 2 nights ago when I went outside. There's you'll see anyways. It's just a massive UFO that goes by in the sky.
Okay.
I'll get my name passed. Sorry. I'll start right at the beginning.
There you go, guys.
Whoa. It's as big as a sun with a moon.
Yeah.
So that's very close, no?
Yes.
Well,
Probably about 800 feet. Actually, sorry. It's exactly 0.9 kilometers a tower. So that would be at just under 2,000 feet.
Thank you.
I don't know why
And
there's so much activity in your area like this.
Oh, you're flashing.
I don't know, but it's flashing too. Let me put the volume. It's flashing and it's refracting bien red. And again, the scary part is that this one I could see with the naked eye. It was freaking red and orange. It was really bright. And it had like the cross on it, meaning that you see that light go up like Venus when it's really bright. You know, you see like the cross light in front of it. And on top of it, I get it hovering and stuff like that. That's proving that it's really not.
I just want to ask Michelle to look.
Yeah, I'll pause it.
Michelle, can you come here to just quick? I want the orb that you saw. Was it? Did it look as big as this when you were outside? Like this is the one, the latest one that Bruce caught. Was it? This is really big, right? It wasn't that big.
This circle?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it
'Cause
depends.
this is very
This is
close.
in comparison to what?
This is him.
That would be as a distance from me, Michelle, at the end of the field in the backyard of your yard, at the end of the field that goes down to the line of trees, straight down across the field that's cut. That's
so
a
very
distance.
close.
Yeah, because it was
I would
big.
say it was low enough because are those telephone pole wires or
Oh yeah,
I mean,
this is low. This is between the houses. It was really low.
right.
But was yours that big or was not as big?
No, because that's why I was asking him what the distance was, because if I'm staring at it, it was looking ish the same because I was near telephone pole wires too.
Yeah.
And it was moving faster.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Sometimes they move fast, sometimes they move slow. But this is
it was much more jerky, more like zigzaggy W like kind of.
Right. Okay. Yeah. See, that's I mean, literally. And the scariest part is that it's always in the same area. Always. Like it's like
because it had happened to me 3 consecutive nights, and it wasn't until the 3rd night that I got it on camera.
Right. Okay. Hey, look, I mean, it's so effing big. It was bright in the sky. It was orange. And it's like, what the hell? Look, you see the lights are right there.
Yeah.
You know,
when you first started the channel and you're more focused, I guess you're focused more just on the moon. We're obviously the activity, like what I'm pretty much asking is, has there been an escalation in it? And do you think that you filming it or, sometimes like, challenging it is creating like more activity? Or
I know, I hear you. I don't feel it. No, well, me, it's always been like they're always on the moon when there's a clear shot. You always get to see.
But this is not moon stuff. I'm talking about this kind of stuff because now it's like it looks like these orbs are like.
Well, it's the first time. It's the first time that I ever see them coming up from the ground, because all my videos are always UFOs overhead. It's always up in the sky, straight up. Now these aren't. This is like literally on the ground there, like really low on the ground. And there's the other one too. This one here. You got more time?
Yeah.
So you see, so now I go out at an early time, okay? Like a ridiculous time, 7 o'clock. Hold on here. Yeah, give me a second. Love it when
Is this perceptible with the naked eye? Yeah.
Nope, not one of them. These are all invisible.
In this large one?
Yep. And this 21-minute video is 20 minutes yesterday. And
Is that captured with a telescope or with camera?
no, infrared.
Infrared camera.
Yep. And I'm going to advance.
Nothing to do with a telescope.
Nope, nothing to do with the telescope.
Okay.
So this is just an example. As I'm looking at Jupiter, that's how I put my camera in focus. So I align myself up and look, I'm already seeing UFOs going by. And that's up in the sky. That's over top of me, okay? And I could line up there several times. And look at the speed, by the way. Like satellites are very slow. They're very aggressive the other evening. Yesterday, before, day before, actually, because now we're going by already. Very aggressive as for their speeds. So the worst of it is, watch this. From there, I go directly down to the ground. So why are you seeing a lot of static and light? It's because, look, there's an airplane and there's a UFO rising. They're rising over the airplane, but in a bright area at 7 o'clock at night there. Yeah. So that's all the lights that you're seeing. But watch this. We're going to get to just the good stuff where we see, like, this is really cool. Like, you'll see again. See how they're coming up? You can see them, even though it's hard to see. See them coming up?
Yep.
Always the same area there. The video that I showed you at 4 a.m., it was hovering right here. Right there.
Yeah.
It's all the same area that these lights are coming up. They're coming up literally appearing.
What's located there? Is it located in a field?
It's a field that's beside a hydro junction connected to high tension wires, 500, 400 feet, not even from a 5G tower, and a biological lab. And it's
so there's no way of trying to sneak closer and
yeah, I'm there. Like I go there, it's just on the other side of the wires, and you get there and they're popping out like out of portals out of nowhere, just in the middle of the sky. And watch this. The night progresses. I want to make it easier so you see. Anyways, there's another one coming up. I want to show just the good stuff. There you go. Here's a bigger one. Now that's the top of the building. It's at the end. And I'm looking where the wire is because I don't have to move anywhere. They're there. And it's been 3 years there. And they keep coming up from there. I have done tests, Jason, honestly. Like this one here is me actually saying I'm going to make two appear. And they appear, bro. Like, I'm not fucking kidding you there. Watch. Yeah. I do tests. People say whether it's sorcery or not, I don't give a shit.
They're usually there.
Watch.
There.
Hold on. It's a little further back, if you don't mind.
It's continual. And I see them at that tree line. And, of course, right here, a couple of feet to the left at the building here. Is that another one going up? I think so.
Watch.
And they started really playing with me. Some of them are flashing, appearing, disappearing. They're all over the sky.
And you just go up like this, over, and they're usually there. There.
No, okay. There. That's not the one.
Big ones.
But anyways, watch it. A friggin' big man there.
124.
Yeah.
And now it's going up, and they're going to change direction.
All aerial phenomena has lights.
If they were
I'm sure it's a vehicle.
Yeah. Absolutely. And don't forget, planes always have flashing lights. And obviously there's not freaking helicopters or drones taking off at 4 a.m. in the freezing cold, in a cornfield, right? Drones also have flashing lights, and you can see the red and green lights, even though this is infrared. And I'm telling you, it doesn't stop. So in other words, you see me go back down, and I go back up, go back down, and they're always there. I just keep going back down and waiting. But you see, this is concerning. This one here is going down.
Yeah.
Okay. And that should not be seen. just seeing it cross the sky like that. Well, okay, I can't even say it's anything, like it's too low to be a satellite, but still, there's nothing really impressive. It's just a light going by, but they go down, and this one will go down into the trees. And in this video, I filmed like 6 or 7 of them going down in the trees, and you'll see it goes down really low. Watch as we're going over, and see they're coming up at the same time there. Again, by that line. There's another one there on the. Hey, I didn't even see that one. Holy shit, dude! Hold on there. Watch this. Wait there. Ready? Watch down here.
Yep.
Look at this one. It's under the lights, dude. There, coming up. Now there's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are all UFOs rising. Every light you see.
Yeah.
Rising. So there's nothing normal about that there. Absolutely nothing normal about that. No. And I stopped at one point because they kept freaking coming up. Like, no jokes.
So infrared camera is capturing spectrums of light that our eye can't capture. So they remain.
Yeah, because our eyes, look at this one going down. Look at it go down. Our eyes can see between 400 and 700. The infrared spectrum sees between 700 and 1100 nanometers. And our eyes don't see that frequency.
Yeah.
So, of course, it's never been mentioned, but I know for a fact now through my own testing, bro, just with a manipulation of light, it could be one evening. Look at it. It's big there. It could be one evening that you see something in infrared with your own eyes, even without having an infrared camera, but it will be because there's a perfect lighting or manipulation like of the exposure, because the atmosphere helps me sometimes see some shit, literally clouds, atmosphere. Sometimes you could use it like as a filter, but I filmed over 1,600 in 2 weeks, and that was at the end of 2023. Now we started again this year. I'm up to hundreds again, and you see them going by, you see them lifting up, and you see them even coming down. So it's completely screwed up, So yet again another. And okay, here's the best part. We're almost done. Like when you see that quantity, it's just I don't even have to fight with people that come and say, "Look at that, a small one, big one." I mean, this is impressive shit, man. The light on the bottom are the cars that you're seeing.
Okay.
Because we're on the street. So those vehicles do not see those lights because they are invisible to the naked eye. The first video I showed you, I could see it very bright and clearly. Yeah. And again, this with the infrared camera. So you see them going up.
Continue. I'm just, my eyes are off your screen for a second. I wanted to look something up, but keep on talking.
No, we're done. Yeah, right here. I'm stopping the share, man. We are done. What I wanted to show, that was 2 good videos anyways of the UFO lights, man. And it is not stopping. It doesn't stop at all. I might not be able to talk too long. I have a sore, I have a nerve ending, man, over one of my teeth. The nerves got tight, and the tooth was like, you feel the tooth wanting to move. So I'm on antibiotics. I'm okay. But man, UFO lights, I'm anxious to see in your area leading up to the summer there.
Yeah, we have to do that. Yeah.
No, we will several times, because I want to do different nights. I want to do nights when they say that there's a satellite or whatnot, whatever, we can do all that too. So
I've mentioned this in the past. It says what the Bible says about stars as symbols of angels. And that's again why I love your research and stuff like that, because for me,
man,
it's like,
and I even say it, like I even said in the community,
right in there.
Angels are stars. That's something I like to say.
Revelation 12:4 suggests an aspect of an angel's capacity. In biblical imagery, stars are symbols of angels. The verse implies that Satan coerced a third of these great beings to choose to submit to him and follow him in resisting God himself, as well as the outworking of his purpose in us. The devil's persuasion of the angels' subsequent choices occurred in the distant past, and those who submitted to him are now demons against whom we wrestle. And this is Just a minute. I didn't want to do that. Sorry. What?
I do it continually.
Okay.
Every time I start a stream with my community,
Yeah.
I go, all right, check it. Oh, it's gone.
That's it. You see, he says, his tail drew a third of the stars of heaven and threw them to the earth, and the dragon stood before the woman. So, he's not dragging celestial objects, the actual like stars and stuff like that, constellations.
Unless it was a massive celestial object itself, Satan.
Could be.
In theory, I'm shooting this shit out there, okay?
Or stars themselves could literally be angels.
Yeah.
Like we don't know. They're that so far away that
Yeah.
I question myself. Whether they're like, oh, they're suns. I'm like,
they're very far away, because say to yourself, the only star that is in our solar system is the sun, and that's the closest star to us, which
Yeah.
is extremely far. It's over 1 million nautical miles, or what's this light years or so. It's very far away, so they say.
Right.
It could be right beside the moon for all we know. They're the same size.
Yeah, you have Satan, known as the morning star, which is technically a title for the Son of God. So
yeah, I sort of think that Satan lost that one. He lost that title,
Well, he's always trying to be an imitation of it, but I mean, he was a cherub. He was like the most beautiful of the angels. He was the highest of
yeah, I love how they say the celestial order, because now it's the New World Order, and I see that as demons trying to change the celestial order, right? Like Satanists.
There's that, and Jude. We saw, what's the other one? Yeah. It was just to show like that here, why are both Jesus, stuff like that. It was just really to show that it says too, at the start of creation, the they sang for joy, kind of thing. The heavenly host sang for joy and stuff like, do stars sing? No, it's referring again, to angels and stuff.
And
like
it's funny because they actually are always singing, like when the radio telescopes listen to the stars, it's ooh, it's effing scary. When you listen to the sound of a star, it sounds like a woman singing. It's a little creepy, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's I don't know. Those stars could literally be
angels, yeah,
angels, or portals through which every single one of those stars is an angel, and each angel has a portal through which they come through.
Right.
That just popped in my head. That could be that's a cool thought.
No, but I mean, I like those thoughts. Like, honestly,
well, yeah, I mean,
you never knew.
I know. I always wondered why I see the stars twinkling in multicolor. It says that every star is unique too, eh?
Yes. And here's the thing. When they say a star, I filmed the Rigel star. It's in the constellation of Orion. And it's not a star. A star does not mean a celestial object. A star means a solar system. Did you know that? Inside of Rigel, it's a 5-system star, meaning inside of that, it's bigger than our solar system. And inside of that, it's got a whole bunch of other systems. So you could have a star that is ginormous, like as big as a solar system that's many light years away. But they go, oh, look, there's a star. But that star can be a whole freaking galaxy bigger than the Milky Way. That's nuts. Because when I filmed the Rigel the first time, there was 5 stars. When you zoom up on it, like the ghost that you see when I film it, looks like a ghost, right? It's like, it's beautiful. I'm telling you, it's so precise. You see the flarings like that, like really like a ghost. It's going up and down like that on the star. It's incredible.
Yeah. There's going to be more and more activity as we oh yeah, more and more activity, man.
I'm seeing so much. Anyways, I hope to see a lot more. Like I'm telling you, I'm hoping to have them over on a barbecue one night. So lights in the yard,
sure.
Yep. But But
There
I'm
is,
careful. Like, there's no way in hell if I see a craft land, am I gonna go up to it, nanu, and like, I'm not fucking stupid. I'm gonna stay very far away from them. I'm not gonna go up to the craft like an ET and say, "Hey, wait for the door to go down and walk in there." You'd have to
don't
be,
hurt me. My heart chakra loves you.
yeah, no, but imagine the real thing, like you
Yeah.
walk in with your banjo, and all you see is they throw you out with the banjo broken, and they leave.
Mhm.
Like, imagine the other guy traumatized. You see somebody go in with a banjo. He goes, "I'm gonna go play music with them," and then you see the banjo come out full of blood, and I'm in half. They throw me out and takes off. And, I'd be very careful confronting
Yeah.
anything in a craft. that's for sure.
This
But
guy, Trey Smith, God in a Nutshell, makes really good documentaries. And these are amazing talking pieces. There's one on it is, I'm gonna go to the oldest ones. There's one, it's exactly like you were talking about. It's just tons of orbs all over the place. And the guy, I think it actually he was doing infrared as well. So I'm
you
just
see,
trying to find it. I'm just guessing. Aliens, UFOs, demons, Enoch.
because I probably there's not another video on YouTube that I've seen that somebody filmed over 50 UFOs even. I mean, I'm up to 300 sometimes, and get this, from the
Yeah,
same tree. From the same tree.
yeah,
They
no,
did,
for sure.
Jason, they
Yeah,
declared that there was 1,600 UFO sightings in Canada last year.
yeah, for the whole.
I filmed 1,600 from the tree.
Yeah, but that's because they're the ones that they're seeing with their eyes, right? They're not
No, no,
seeing
no, 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 no. Some it's infrared too.
really.
But the military is going to talk about it. But yeah, I mean, I see myself with the eyes. When they're
Mhm.
bigger and they show themselves, you can see them. But they can become that big and you
Yeah,
can't
they can
see
be.
them. You cannot see them. They're absolutely invisible. And that's the adjustment of frequency. I think that they're trying to come into the physical world and they're not. It could be
Mhm.
their satellites, their way of using their technology, a tool to do a recon inside of any physical world. And it's very
Mhm.
scary when you can imagine that it could be something doing something demonic or sorcery.
Yeah,
It could be something magical from another dimension that's trying to come into the side. That is a scary, real,
100%. Yeah.
realistic thought, honestly.
What I'll do is I'm gonna have to try and find it another time, and next time I have you on, we can watch it because it's yeah, it's all of these orbs, and there seems to be increased orb activities in these like serpent mounds that are in the United States has some, Canada even has, and in the West they have just like mounds. They're just like hills. Just you can tell they're constructed. They're just grass and stuff like that. And
Right.
you're not allowed to dig or do any archaeology and stuff like that. They suspect that it's where the Nephilim tribes. That's how they buried and stuff like that. But the New Agers are big at visiting these things, and there's a lot of orb activities in these locations. So there's something.
If you have
You
a
know,
second again, I got another
yep,
part of the video if everyone
yep.
wants
Let's
to
do it.
share it.
Let's
All
do
right.
it.
Let's do it. Okay, present.
It's too bad I couldn't find the one that I was looking for.
Yeah, I keep looking, or we'll do it again, like you said.
Yeah, another time. Another time.
Yeah,
Okay,
absolutely.
I'm adding your full screen.
Yeah,
Correct.
right on, man.
Go.
I'm ready to go. So let me just listen to this for a second. Oh, good. There's no volume, so it's even better. So again, another night, Jason. Look at the helicopter that's slowing down with its light. It's hovering where the UFOs are lifting up. So that helicopter would most likely be using infrared.
Mm.
Yes. And why are they there? Are they protecting the 5G tower? It's been mentioned UFOs, bro, are really buzzing nuclear facilities and electrical facilities and military facilities and all that. So, I mean, these are literally coming up over top of the airplanes. But hang on, that's nothing. And it's not long. I just want to show you here. That's another big one. It's not even the same one, dude, on top of it.
Mhm.
There's another bright one, Jason, coming up again where we saw the one in the other video was right there. Okay. Watch this. This was back in 2022, Jason. That was the first time in October at Halloween, okay, that I saw that. The year before, okay, I saw the UFO that came down in the yard. You did see that one, right?
I don't think so.
Are you friggin' serious? Dude, don't shit on the ground.
Yeah.
This was in my freaking yard.
Whoa.
The center changes shape. It's a real effing craft. It's see-through. That's SpaceX satellites to show you the size of Venus and the satellite. So no, it's not satellites I'm filming. That's with the infrared camera. There's 106.
Okay, wait. These dots there, this, what is that? That's a launching
That
of it?
is 160 on the right and on the left, and there's 120 on the right. No,
This is what you remember when I told you, oh, I saw this thing and it started
yeah.
moving
That's
down?
why I told you it's
That's what
satellites.
it looked like. So it was satellites, like you had said.
Definitely.
Because that's exactly what it looked like.
Yeah, and they disappear. They absolutely disappear. So watch this. Hold on. Is any volume here? Probably not. So look at the quantity of lights that are taking off. The speed is effing insane. Look at the directions that they're going. Look at the energy coming off this one as it's going by. Oh, this is all with the infrared camera. Looks like suns. It's actually making the whole screen and sky fizz out. There's one following another smaller one that's in the sky. And wait, I'm going to show you, bro, raining UFOs. First, watch these. Look how low they're coming up. You see it's on the bottom of the screen there.
They look like Hamas shooting missiles at Israel.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
Look at them. Yeah, literally. Look at them come up. They're coming up from very low there. So look what happens when I move over. Watch this. You see the one on the left, top left there? I move over to the left.
And then there's another one on.
Another one? Watch.
4, 5, 6.
Why? Oh, yeah. Watch.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Douzaine au moins.
Yeah. And that's nothing. Watch. There's so many that keep coming. Watch, at one point there, it becomes like insane. And they all are going different directions now, dude. One's going up, like the 2 or 3 going to the right. It makes no sense. They're all changing directions. Look at them. Every light here right now in the screen. So watch these. That's what we saw. Okay, we saw that one.
Wonder if like not infrared, but the lights for thermal, like heat. Like military look, because they could see like the body. Because
you just see a bunch of heat sources rising up.
Yeah, it'd be the same thing.
Yeah,
but it would prove that this is not only a light, but it's a source of heat, or maybe it's not even. There's no heat coming from. I don't know.
Yeah, well, exactly. No, there's no heat. It's a photonic light. And what happens is they're starting to think that they're plasma based. Actual plasma is a separation of an atom. When an atom separates, it causes an explosion and photonic light to appear and surrounding that object or event or whatever.
Just recently, one of the videos I was looking said that one of the guys thought that these aerial phenomenon are plasma based, which is why they sometimes can look like silvery. They look like
Yeah,
solid, and then they look light, and they keep
yeah.
on. It's almost like it's
So
trying to maintain a shape, but it's morphing into
yeah,
very
yeah.
like, oh, it
Look up
looks.
look up proto intelligence. You have a second just to type in proto intelligence
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
and
this is
just check
good
the
stuff.
check the meaning.
Yep,
If I hope it gives it to you there.
I'm sure. Proto what?
Intelligence.
Intelligence. Proto intelligence.
Yeah.
There we go. Share screen. I can just
Yeah.
read it
Yeah.
instead of
Yeah. Yeah. Just read
bringing
it.
it down. All right. Accept all cookies. Proto intelligence. If the phenomenon of intelligence is to be viewed as a spectrum of phenomena, what is the underlying mechanism which created such a phenomena in the first place? First place, what lies at the base of the phenomenon of intelligent? Um, do you want, instead of proto intelligent, is it proton intelligence? Because I saw that pop up.
It's not, but you can click on it. Actually, here, I'll stop sharing.
It
Yeah.
says all living systems, including subsystems of advanced biosystems, exhibit some level of intelligence as defined as in the present work. That's not what you were looking for,
Well,
right?
no. So basically, I'll say it is proto intelligence is the study of light and matter that physically alive or not. So, is an inorganic particle of light, okay, is it able to be intelligent? And apparently, they're saying that light has intelligence. So that's really scary. That
Yeah.
is really scary if you look at the sunlight coming from our sun. I'm telling you, that sun doesn't spit at us. It waits till it turns and it lets off these friggin' farts, man, these coronal mass ejections that would kill us in a second, in 12 seconds. And it doesn't
Yeah.
happen. It's like it knows. And
Yeah.
and that's just a theory. But there's a test that's done where there's three slits, three holes, and there's lights, lasers that are thrown through at high rates of speed, lights that
Yeah.
go through these holes, and they start veering off and acting intelligently and finding a different pattern going through the holes every time. And there's study, even Gaia studying that. Is there an intelligence to some of the lights? So of course now you know they can relate that to the UFOs. If they
Yeah.
say it's plasma based, like what's a biological UFO? It could be there's an intelligence to some of these light beings. That's a scary, in theory.
Yeah.
It's a scary thing, but very interesting.
Yeah.
Proto intelligence is the intelligence of inorganic or organic matter or light that can be intelligent on its own.
You want to see?
So think of it.
So yeah.
Those
Go
lights,
ahead.
if they're coming to Earth and they're intelligent and they're able not to be shot and they're see-through and they're able to go take out shit and they're literally not of this world, that would be the end game. And it would also be really funny because it would sort of prove that God does exist, right? Like when you look at things like that, like there's just this light
Well,
beams
see,
of light.
that's why I believe that it's like the demons want it both ways. They want to keep people in disbelief of God. They want to take the place of God soon, and they don't want to be known as angels because that proves God. So they're aliens and they're extraterrestrials, and it's evolution. That's what I think the great deception is. It's
Yeah,
like,
you see, I like that because in other words, there's one
let's take
truth.
God's place.
Yeah, there's
And
only one truth, right? But it's that maybe it was interpreted wrong. There's parts that we don't know. I believe there's one truth. I believe it. But what we were presented is probably not the exact truth.
do you
No.
think the sun, like, you think that the sun eventually will cause a catastrophe, or will we do something to the protective sheath, what protects us from all the sun
Yeah, there's
radiation,
two belts. They have the small belt
whatever?
and the large belt, and
Yeah.
that, it's like a wing around Earth, and it does protect from all radiation. It says it protects from meteors, asteroids, from helium-3 to reach, and from subatomic particles and plasma and all the shit to reach Earth. But it
Yeah.
comes in the poles. In the poles, that's where there's an opening on Earth, North Pole and the South Pole. And it's also during the months of November where the biggest hole this year and every year where it opens up the ozone layer. And that they blasted up shit into the stratosphere. Explosions on Earth are really bad for the firmament or ozone or anything outside. We blast stuff down here and it causes cracks and shit.
Yeah.
You know, and they're not saying firmament, but obviously I think it's pretty much that, you know, in better terms. You know,
Yeah.
maybe
Check
they're
this
trying
out.
to break out of the firmament. It could be
Because I
Elon
was
is trying to break out.
Yeah, if you look at Revelation, I was asking because in Revelation it says the fourth angel poured out his bowl on the sun, and the sun, listen to this, was allowed to scorch people with fire. So you
Wow.
just said the sun might be intelligent and it
Wow.
knows what it's doing. This is like
yeah.
Bible. I'm like,
Yeah.
it's freaking me out because like it's like the
It's like
Bible
it's written, it's a DNA. Okay. Like the only thing I can say is that it's written in our DNA. So no matter what we do on earth, it still comes to the Bible, whether you're an atheist or not.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that bring you us to looking at some of that. Yeah.
You know, it's different. Like if you look at the different translation, it's like it says again, it was allowed. So it's like, you know, God's like, all right, you're allowed to do it. Here it says
Right.
it
So
was
back in the
given
days,
power. It was given power.
if they were worshiping the sun, it's because they probably knew something a bit more about religion than we knew. Like right now, we were all religion was ripped from us. We get paintings in churches and we get one Bible. And then they made 75 Bibles from that, all interpreted from people that weren't even there. It wasn't, ancient Greeks that interpreted it. It's more like a, Arab translation, which right off the bat, it's a culture that does not agree with us whatsoever. Different interpretation. It's a big crock, I find.
Yeah. Well,
Hey,
like the way the Bible got interpreted is the all the interpretations are not, let's say like you have one interpretation and then after somebody uses that interpretation to make another interpret and boom boom and it goes like that. The way
yeah, it's like the game, not to cut you off, but like around the table.
telephone,
Okay? You whisper
you
to
know it.
someone, your mother has big boobs, and you get to the end, it's like your horse has big
Chicken has
hooves.
potatoes.
Your horse has big hooves.
Yeah.
Everything changed,
The good one part of it is if I go here, just give me a second, blue letter Bible.
I wish I had a program right now that could just all of a sudden start floating to the ceiling.
Let's say here you look at the blue letter Bible and stuff like that. And so you're like, okay, in the beginning was the word was a God, and the word was God, blah, blah, blah. So you can go to tools, okay? And then the tools, okay, so the translations that occurred were from actual like scrolls, like papyrus texts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So when somebody goes and you see like all of these different translations down here, Berean, English, blah, 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 that's not a translation of a translation of a translation of a translation. That is one translation going back to the original manuscript and retranslating it. But in Hebrew and Greek and things, some of the translations, let's say the Greek word, like in most languages, can have multiple meanings. So some translations are bad, like, oh, that was not well translated. But for, let's say, a Christian like me, I arrive with the Blue Letter Bible right now, and I'm not an academic. I don't know Greek. I don't know Hebrew, but I'm able to click on this. And let's say here, I want to know, oh, well, what does this mean? They translated word, but they at least go, no, the original transcript said logos. And then you can go to logos, and then it tells you all the possible meanings. So when you have, let's say, a simple word in Greek, logos, okay, then it's not that they're being deceptive. it's that a lot of scribes are not, they are not necessarily inspired, or the under the influence and guidance of God. They're just, that was their jobs and stuff like that.
They're doing what they learned at university.
Yeah.
You know.
So like this can mean just a word, like in the Bible, logos, which we say Jesus is the word of God, the logos, but 218 times it just means word. It just literally means word. Doesn't mean anything special.
Yeah.
Saying, account. Only 7 times is it referred to logos as Jesus Christ. So it and the original manuscripts, at least let's say if you look at the New Testament, the New Testament, academics and stuff like that, it was written within the generation that Jesus died. So meaning they think that Luke and Acts were very early, maybe around 50 AD. Now, that means that the majority are firsthand witnesses, or they're writing like Mark didn't see Jesus. Mark sat down and spoke to a firsthand witness. I think Mark spoke to Peter and then wrote it and stuff like that. So I'm not convinced that there's that much, as much as a lot of people like say that the errors, the mistranslations are known. They're documented. You'll see in Bible commentary, they'll say this doesn't show up in prior manuscripts, or blah blah blah, or you'll have footnotes that says some manuscripts say that. So, and then you have, but all of this here, like Blue Letter Bible, until the internet, no Christian had access to that. No one had access to that. So they were left very, especially, like very ignorant and stuff like that. So I think that the internet and stuff like that, we're not relying on a Sunday pastor, like a priest or a pastor. Christians are communicating with each other all throughout the world with Google and YouTube and stuff like that. And this is where, like, Grandma Swartz, we wouldn't have heard anything about the Nephilim and fallen.
No, as a matter of fact, we'd turn around and said we were demons.
Yeah.
Because she was indoctrinated.
She would have probably not even known what it meant. And it's funny because the book of Enoch, first book of Enoch, second and third, not really trustworthy, but the first book of Enoch, it says this is a book for the last generation.
Yeah, it's like
Enoch, read that.
Yeah, and but it's cool because it's like all the Christians now are like accepting it. They're like, I don't care if it's not in the Bible or canonized. First of all, the Ethiopian Bible does have it canonized. And there's a reason I think that it was taken out or decided not to put it, but it doesn't matter. Jude himself, one of the books in the New Testament, quotes it verbatim. Right. So if Jude thought that it was good enough to quote, and Jude says, just like Sodom and Gomorrah, the angels who did not keep their first dwelling came down. It says specifically that they did exactly like Sodom and Gomorrah. It was sexual immorality, because a lot of Christians, most seminaries will say, the line of Cain, the evil line of Cain and the good daughters of Seth, I think, or whatever, made it together. They formed the giant. Why the hell would two humans and a human together?
I believe it was all written. I believe some guys that had better marijuana back in the days, it was probably more potent, more potency back in the day, saying, dude, imagine the ideal. They find all these tablets and they look at the story and they start designing the story and putting them together with the years, saying God was there, the son, was hung there, and then Judas did this, and then that, and the Last Supper, and then this. It could be that they found a real evidence in caves and stuff talking about all these stories, but
well, I mean, they had the Dead Sea Scrolls. The Dead Sea Scrolls was the big thing because when they were able to date it, carbon date it, and stuff like that, and it's
and that was in water, right? I mean, this shit was in caves, and it was like
it was in caves in I think like a
submerged. It was submerged in water. I heard.
No, I don't think it was. No, it was a kid
Really?
that
You
threw a
sure?
rock in the cave. I might be wrong. I won't die on that hill, but I'm pretty sure that it was a kid that threw a rock in a cave and heard something shatter and went in and found all of these scrolls. One of the things is a complete book of Isaiah. Okay,
Yeah,
and that when they found it, they looked at the Bible translation we have, and it is exactly the same. It
yeah.
is.
And you're right. It says it was found dry. Believes rather the Jew. Okay, so the Dead Sea Scrolls were originally preserved by the dry, arid, and low humidity
Isn't it
conditions
the caves
present.
of Qumran or
Yep,
something?
in Qumran area adjoining the Dead blah, 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 Sea Scrolls, whatever. So,
Yeah.
uh, yeah, no, it wasn't submerged. Submerged at the end of the last ice. No, dumbass.
For me, I don't think that it's corrupted because it's like the New Testament, 2,000 years, like thousands of years, like the Jews had for let's say 1,500 years at least their scriptures. Then Jesus arrives 1,005 years and manages to pull off over 300 things that the Old Testament said Messiah the King would do, and it's like, and then after the academics say the it takes, let's say, over like around 100 or 200 years mythology can start slipping in, but there's accurate data that a lot of it was it like he died 33 AD, 30 AD, and the latest manuscript is 90 AD.
I
So
believe the Vatican's hiding it all, and the governments are lying
for
about
sure,
everything. It
for
could be
sure.
no, as a theory. But listen, that's the
Yeah.
maddening part because we have this beautiful scripture, man, and a whole bunch of people forever will, even the ones that believe in it, they want to know the truth. Like you want to know the truth yourself, I would want
Yeah,
to know
of
the
course.
truth too. But it
Yeah.
causes, it's too bad that we don't have the direct source of the truth, and that's the part that I believe the government just took out, just hiding certain things, symbolism and stuff. They can hide symbolism, they can hide meanings of stuff without necessarily changing it. Like a lot of people said, oh, you can't change the word of God. Well, if you don't tell them a part of the Bible and you don't change the story, is it changed? Or I don't know.
Well, yeah, that's the problem with a lot of the Bible criticism. It's context.
Yeah,
They take things out of context, and
yeah.
a lot of Christians, me included, have not fully digested the Bible to the point of. So sometimes
It's too complex. It's so
it's like,
complex. I mean, it's
example, when Freedom Grower was he goes, oh yeah, he goes, why don't you go to this passage, and you go to the passage and it says happy will happy will they be those who dash your children's heads on the side of rocks. And he goes,
yeah,
that's in the Bible, eh? Your God. And I was like, but I
yeah,
had never read that. It's like it was old, so I didn't really have much of
yeah,
an answer. It took me 9 months. It was in the back of my head, right?
yeah.
Until finally I found the context. The
Beat some
context
fucking
of it
sense into your
was
kids.
that
Beat some sense
Babylon,
into your kids is what it
that
means.
no, it's that Babylon had enslaved the Jews, right?
I don't
And
know.
they
It
had
could be.
did that. They raped the women. They killed the babies. I mean, that happened multiple times, that people went after the firstborn of the Jews to kill them and stuff like that. So what happened is they were mocking the Jews, saying, sing us a song of Zion, sing us a song of your homeland, the
Yeah.
homeland that we took you out of and killed everybody and raped
Right.
everybody, and we've enslaved you for 400 years. Sing a song about your homeland. And what they said was, there's a prophecy, okay, that the Medo Persians, no, the Medes in the Bible, they call them the Medes, okay, uh, will will kill Babylon and do to Babylon what Babylon did to the Jews. So the Jews, it's not a command from God, smash head of baby against it. What they're saying is, you are mocking us but our God has already told us that the Medes will eventually conquer you guys, and they will do exactly with the glee that you did it back at you. So I was like, okay, well, that doesn't make God look like a monster. That just makes God know that, hey, I'm letting you guys know that you're going to go into slavery, but eventually those Babylonians will be defeated just as ruthlessly by the Medes. And so again, context. Same thing. Oh, why would God create all these people to drown them? Context. It's because
The
every
guy the guy waits the guy waits till you talk, like completely empties his heart to talk about it, and the guy replies, "We were made in a lab. God's an alien."
Mm,
That's a maddening part about some people
mm,
online when they're talking. Not everyone gives context of what they believe. Like
yeah.
someone will say, "We're made in a lab,"
Mm,
and leave it at that. Like maybe
yeah.
you as a scholar, or someone as a scholar, not you, but as a
Yeah.
scholar
Yeah.
in religion or something that does a study. Because in reality, what you're doing is sort of the same thing. You are studying, but like a
Well, like
scholar. Yeah,
you're doing astronomy and you're
yeah,
teaching yourself
yeah,
as well, you know.
absolutely. We're doing the same
But
thing
like
as what
it's
the
the same thing.
right.
Like
Yeah,
the flood was because if you look at Enoch, it's like there was genetic tampering with demigods and stuff. But then if you go to the book of Yasher, they said they didn't just do that. They started mixing animals with animals, and in Enoch it says that they sinned against the animals, and it's like, what do you mean sin? Like you ate them? No, sinning means that they literally were these, because they know the secrets of the universe. They were tampering and creating chimeras, which again, Medusa. All of these mythologies and stuff like that. There's a, not just a hint of truth. There's probably a lot of truth to that. But again, God is not a monster for having drowned everything. God was protecting, and had to do chemotherapy, basically. Had to like just wipe it like the slate. Then there's the
yeah.
criticism of, well, if we are all children of God, God created us all. Why is he so ruthless sending the Jews and taking them and to kill these people in the land of Canaan? And so I didn't have a good answer until I studied every single one of the tribe and found out that the ones where they're exceptionally ruthless, guess what? They are not human. They're hybrids. So a lot, and the majority of Christians will not have an answer to an atheist, and it is a valid question. Why would
Sure.
I worship a God that would drown the world? Why would I worship a God that does this and this and this? And the majority of Christians, they will come up with mental gymnastics, and their answers are literally stupid,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's because they know that there's truth in it, but they can't defend it, you
No,
know.
and they make the situation worse because they can't defend it. They come up with a bum situation, saying, "Well,
Yeah,
that's why." No, it's not.
yeah, and then it looks
There's
ridiculous.
nothing wrong with somebody that does study religion turning around and saying, "I don't understand that yet." It's
Yeah,
just the truth.
yeah.
There's some parts, you don't
That's
understand.
it.
So,
Yeah. And like what I'm doing with the daily bread is it's forcing me to, because many Christians tend to like, oh, I like Proverbs. So you go and you read Proverbs and you reread Proverbs, and oh, I like First John, but like they never go from A to Z. You know what I mean? And it's, yeah. So and it's very difficult, like,
well,
to
it's like
know.
me. I went from A to F to G to Z, then
Yeah.
back to B to then to C, then
Yes.
back to
That's
A,
it.
and
So
continually. But
yeah.
every time I go back and read the Bible, Genesis, I can easily say that in my lifetime, that when I'd go to read the Bible, it wasn't a whole bunch of different stories I would read. I'd go back to read Matthew. I would go back to read Genesis. I would go back to read Luke. I would go back to read everything, Paul, Simon, whatever, to get the different interpretations. I learned a lot from the Bible myself, with that and with what's online. I think it's a good thing that people can do their like a lot of research. I think it's easier maybe today for people to find themselves,
It is.
but
It's amazing.
then again, that there's that friggin' lie. Satan's online.
Yeah.
So, he's always there. But anyways, I mean, this is it's a hell of
Yeah.
a subject, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna get a sore tooth there, but
Well, we can stop it because it's an hour and a half. Most people, if I go longer than that, you actually get less and less views.
it was very
People,
interesting though.
yeah, yeah,
This
it's
was a
good.
good conversation, some good stuff. It always is. Paranormal researching, biblical studies. People don't realize it. It's all one big field with. It's all one big field of the same ideas of research, but with different branches.
Yeah,
Reading, alien relationship to whatever, to this, to that. But yeah, man, it was fun.
yep,
It was fun as
awesome.
always, man.
All
Things
right,
are things are doing good, like looking good online. As for the elites and shit with the vax and everything, all that, it's looking good. The elites are losing power, but now they're going to try to maybe take the power grid down. That's where we're at there. The sun's aggressive, so
I'm not a political. Well, I am. I became political after the coup, the jab, and stuff, because the government became a like dictators and stuff like that. But
yeah.
are you? And you don't have to share that online. But are you voting for Polyev? I am.
Absolutely, no. And I
I'm
suggest to
voting
all
for him.
Canadians, something I
Please,
never.
please don't vote for Trudeau.
No, I don't talk
I'm gonna
about
lose
them.
my house if Trudeau does another 5-year term or something. I'm losing the house. He
Of
wants
course, of course.
this carbon tax. He wants to add on top of the gas prices in Canada and hydroelectric.
Carbon is at 0.3. The maggots, professionals don't even know that, and they don't do the studies. And if carbon emissions are withheld of what's happening right now on Earth, and it goes down lower than 0.3, then we have a serious problem around Earth. It's not even at more than 0.4. For
CO2 is
Christ's sake.
good. CO2
Yeah.
it creates rainforests.
We need CO2, yes, and we need CO2 ourselves. Like
Yeah.
methane in the atmosphere of Earth, I learned it keeps the oxygen low in the atmosphere. If not, it'd be like Mount Everest. We wouldn't be able to breathe. We'd be slow. We'd be sluggish. That methane, the atmosphere keeps it down. And the freaking governments are playing around with all that. It's really bad.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, my man.
All right, I'll kick you off. I'll just go through the questions and I'll call it a night as well.
Absolutely. I love you, man. And
love
thanks,
you.
everyone. I'll
So
see you all very soon.
I'll find the Trey Smith video, and
Right. Sure. Yeah.
a
Yeah.
lot of his videos are super interesting, and they're great talking piece on it. And I'll find
Yeah,
the
man.
one with the orbs, and we can use that as a talking piece. I'll try. I hope I don't get a strike there, but
Yeah, there's a lot of people on my channel that kept they link Trey continually. I get 75 links a day from him. So it'll be interesting to see
it's
who he is.
very interesting. What is unfortunate is um, what he has on his channel. Like he gives a lot, but he also sells documentaries. Okay, like DVDs and stuff, and he has books and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That so I respect him in the way that I see a lot of Christians. Sometimes they're super interesting. They hardly give you anything.
Yeah.
They're trying to sell you the book. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like there are Christians that will sell a book, but everything is still on. They'll say like there is a book if you want to buy it, but like they'll do a lecture, they'll go through the whole thing.
Right.
So I wanted to buy all his DVDs, and which was probably like $150 or something, and I bought them, and they never showed up. And I went to his site, I
Wow.
clicked, where it says customer service, never got it. And
That, bro, there's no support for us online for that. I don't know if it's because of
no,
the
I got my
takeover.
money back. Surprisingly, I called Visa.
Good.
I got it
Good.
back, and
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it sucks because I really wanted to watch like the whole stuff, to have it.
Yeah. I
But
believe you, man, for sure. That's
but
crazy.
yeah. Anyways, I don't think he's dishonest. I don't know. Maybe something happened or whatever. But yeah, I'm not taking a chance to buy his stuff again.
Could
So
be a whole bunch of people. Look, people were listening to Wilkes, Wilkins. I don't remember. I think it's Wilkes
rings a
or
bell, that name.
yeah, the big alien head guy and stuff like that. Turns out he was scamming people and stuff. And another guy, hey, did you see him? Did you see him? Corey Good. Hey, check out Corey Good. And now it's another scam thing. And it's like continue. And I'm sitting here, I'm posting shit, man. amazing truth about what's on the moon. It's not normal that it's not in the news. We're taken over by artificial intelligence. I can't even talk anymore, dude. I'm taking antibiotics for my mouth there, and I'm
Yeah, no, don't overdo it there. You end up
I'm
getting
done.
all
I'm sore right now. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
That was
Have a good
awesome,
one.
man. I love you,
Bye-bye.
brother, man. We got to do it again. Bye, everyone.
Yep.
Thanks for having me on, brother. See
All
you
right,
soon,
see you
bud.
soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye. All right. So let's just go through here. Just looking at the comments that should be in cap locks if you want me to really acknowledge it and not miss it. LA is asking, do you think they will come for you? Well, if you look into the abyss will look back at you. But she's talking about the government. Yeah, it's quite possible. It's quite possible. Bruce disappeared. Well, obviously, when the government comes after you, then it becomes either they'll smear you and they'll put like porn on your computer and then call the FBI or something, and they'll barge in and it's magically there's porn, you're a pedophile, and off you go. Or you committed suicide and you're found and it's a suicide, and it's the government that offed you. Just like Epstein's Island, yeah, the guy killed himself. No, it's because pretty much every globalist and probably all of Hollywood and large presidents or whatever all go to Epstein's like island to worship Satan and torture and minors. Let's just put it that way. I don't want to, got to be careful, I guess, what I say. Just going through, just looking to see if there's any comments. Let's go over. There. That looks like everyone is just chatting, so I don't vote. I don't want to encourage it. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, like it's choosing the lesser evil, in my opinion. Trudeau is 100% for the World Economic Forum. He's for all those agendas. He wants us to sacrifice our life for the planet. And Pierre Poilievre, quite possible they're all on the same side and he is the controlled opposition. Probably more likely that than him being legit. But right now I need Trudeau out of the prime minister, okay? And I need the possibly controlled opposition conservative Pierre Poilievre. I need him to bring the heating bills down. I need him to bring the gas bills down. I need him to start building homes so that, children can actually leave the house and have an affordable house that doesn't cost a mansion. And with Trudeau there, it will be a disaster. All right, guys, have a good one. Love you. See you soon. Bye-bye.